Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we start with 11th chapter from strategic management, that is digital strategy. This is the most relevant chapter for your careers because every company now, from your local bank to Amazon or whatever, is running on digital. So let's get started. So first one is introduction to digital technology. First topic is digital technology and digital transformation. So let's see what is meant by digital technology. So it means any electronic tools or systems, devices that generate, store or process data. So for example, social media like Instagram, online games or multimedia like YouTube and your mobile phones. These aren't just for fun. They are business tools now. So, the whole thing started with the invention of the transistor in 1947. That tiny switch is the reason your phone has more power than computers used in 1969 moon landing. So, then came to the digital revolution in 1980s and 1990s. So, let's say there were landline, then it became to smartphone, there were film cameras, it changed to digital cameras. Later it was typewriting and now it's laptop. So all these combines the term digital revolution. So after this, the businesses started using digital computers and internet, and this phase is called personal computing. Suddenly every employee had a PC. This changed business processes completely. Accounting went from ledgers to tally, marketing went from newspapers to Facebook ads, and etc. It's ongoing. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is digital revolution and industry 4.0. So in early 21st century, we got advanced data analytics and cyber physical systems. That means machines that talk to each other. For example, smart AC switches on when your phone GPS shows you are 10 minutes away from home. So this had a very good impact on society. So digital revolution replaced a lot of human labor. That means bank had 20 clerks to count cash and now one ATM does it. So new jobs came to app developers, data analytics, social media managers and etc. etc. So technology 4.0 means technology revolution plus impact innovation. That is, it opened new frontiers. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is digital strategy. So a plan for maximizing business benefits of data and technology based initiatives is what digital strategy is about. So now let's say it's a proper plan and we have got 4 features. So the first one is cross functional teams needed like CEO, IT head. So IT alone can't do it. Second one is aligns with business strategy. If your business goal is low cost, your digital strategy can be built expensive via stores. The third one is constant review. That is, tech changes in 6 months. So your 2024 strategy is useless in 2026 if not updated. The fourth one is must consider security risk plus data analytics. That is, more data means more cyber risk, and without analytics, data is just a garbage. Now, the next topic is customer experience and data. This is the heart of digital. Data tells you what customer wants. Customers now expect seamless interaction, same cart on phone, laptop and store. Swiggy knows you order biryani every Friday, and that's data analytics driving customer experience. Now, the next topic is digital transformation for competitive advantage. So, when companies offer trans-created solutions, that means creating new service or product by transforming traditional ones run by legacy systems. So, for example, banks had branches. Trans-created solutions like UPI apps, same service and new model. So, this puts them in a blue ocean, that is no competition because it's a new space. So now let's see some of the objectives of digital transformation. So So what it's all about is do what others aren't doing and attain sustainable competitive advantage. Like not just one time profit but long term growth. Like Netflix killed DVDs, then killed cable TV. So that's sustainable advantage. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is innovation and strategy. So what does this innovation means? So innovation is just invention plus creation plus strategy. That is just making new tech is invention. Applying it with a strategy to win market is known as innovation. So that gives first mover advantage. Next term is value creation. So, value creation, the main objective is to generate and share values. But in digital, value is not just profit, it includes value for time. That is, for example, Swiggy delivers in 30 minutes versus 2 hours cooking. So, you pay for time saved. Second one is value for quality. That is Netflix 4K versus pirated blurry print. Third one is greener technology. That is paperless banking saves trees. And last one is minimized additions to profit. So even if profit is same, if you reduce cost or increase customer loyalty, that's value. So under BASU 2021 findings mentions that the emerging idea on digital business strategies may be categorized under 4 major groups, and they are under scope. And here it tells how wide is your digital play. Second one is scale, that is how big you grow fast. That next one is agility, that is how fast you adapt to change. And the fourth one is sources of value creation, that is where does new value come from. The next topic is digital strategy focus. So the above 4 factors are the influencing factors when you scope a strategy. So integration of operating business process. That is, digital strategy fails if your app is great but warehouse is still using pen paper. Tech must integrate with operations. Now let's see research findings of Hanias and Hess. So here the research scholars found that digital transformation strategies are shaped by emerging strategic activities. That is, top management doesn't sit in a room and create digital strategy on one day. What happens is marketing team starts using Instagram ads on their own. That's emergent strategy. Then sales team starts using WhatsApp business. That is another emergent activity. And finance team moves to Tally on cloud. So these are organizational sub-communities. So top management sees all these experiments. Then they make a deliberate strategy to align everything. So strategy means emergent plus deliberate. That is, top management's job is to align pre-existing emergent activities with intentional plan and increase deliberate part over time. Now let's explain the diagram. It is activity based process model. This is how it works practically. So the first one is triggering event. So like when COVID lockdown came, it was a new competitor, like CEO reads about AI and something triggers, right? So this is all about triggering event. Something triggers. Second one is strategy initiation. That is, small teams start experiments. That is emergent strategy. The third one is organizational sub-communities like HRs, each try. That is, it creates technology mediated practices. The fourth one is emergent candidate. That is, some experiments succeed. Top management notices it. The fifth one is deliberate strategy. That is, management formalizes it. That allocates budget and makes company-wide plan. Next one is realize strategy. What actually gets implemented is realize strategy. That it's mix of what they planned plus what they emerged. So we just discussed strategy forms from emergent and deliberate activities. But where does it start? Today we trace the full chain, that is from trigger, data, insights, innovation and to leader. So this is how digital strategy actually works in a company. The first one is triggering event and digital strategy. So, what is meant by triggering event? So, what starts digital strategy? Identification of emergent needs, problems, and risk of customers. Not CEO's idea, customer pain starts it. So, for example, the parents in Kerala struggled to pay school fees during lockdown. That emergent need triggered schools to adopt online fee portals. This was a latent demand. That is, this demand existed but no solution. So, government's Digital India pushed banks to solve it via UPI. So, triggering event can come from customers or government ecosystem pressure. The second one is opportunity identification. So, digital transformation prompts new business and revenue models because strategy and technology infuse into each other. So, tech doesn't just support business, tech creates new business. So, actually, the GPS was for military. So, someone saw opportunity that like Ola or Uber business model. So, strategy infused into tech. Tech created new revenue, and it's vice versa. That is, it's a loop. The third one is data and digital context. That is, this is the fuel. Every business generates lots of data during physical transactions. So SBI does crores of transactions daily, and that's billion of data points. So what is actually the data? Data means the transaction type, the time, duration, errors, or the geography, the age, the gender, the language, the time of the day. All this combines data. Next one is role of technologies. So, raw data is useless. Cognitive tools like AI, machine learning, big data analytics process it. So, nowadays, AI is turning data into money. Let's move on to the next topic, that is business insights. Context. So after processing, here every business generates lots of data. Who uses it during physical transactions? That is, SBI does crores of transactions daily. That's their job is to draw inferences. So what's data? So for example, type, time. If the question duration, is why do we get rupees 200 UPI failures every day at 7 p.m., they will reach an answer that the server load. That is, so if you own a textile shop, and your billing software knows 40% of customers buy on Saturdays, to improve 60% are done from the age of 25 to 40. The next topic is innovation. People prefer UPI. So that's data waiting to be used. So the first step is the reflection on insight triggers innovative thoughts. That is new business designs. The second step is you offer these to customers through digital solutions, mode or media, like through apps or websites or WhatsApp bot. Then third step is that take it to physical customers marketplace for implementation and thereby generate revenue generation. So this is a full cycle of PDP loop. PDP means physical digital physical loop. So physical means you feel hungry is the real problem. Digital app shows offer, AI predicts your order and you pay online. Then again the physical word represents pizza delivered to your door, revenue generated. Then data from the delivery goes back to the digital to improve next offer, and this loop continues. The next one is common elements of digital strategy. So if you make a strategy, you must check these four. The first one is choose a leader. Most important, that is CEO or Chief Digital Officer. Depends on company culture. If the leader has no influence, departments won't cooperate. Digital needs buy-in from HR, finance, operations. So wrong leader will lead to strategy in PPT only. So the second one is attack versus defend. So attack means proactive and defend means protect current business. So here we have to compare threats and opportunities versus your purpose, then pick stance. The third one is take a measured approach. Don't do big bang. Test with one branch, one product. Fail small and scale fast. That is the main thing. The fourth one is future proof. Will this tech be relevant in 3 years? Don't invest in tech which is outdated. Now let's move on to the next topic, innovations and disruptive business models. So the most critical task for survival is digital transformation. So it is not optional now. This is a journey and not a day destination. You don't complete digital once, it's continuous. Even Google keeps transforming. Any organization, small textile shop to data, can transfer journey into data and grow. Next one is planned actions, that is integration and chance. So it's all about how to do this journey, that is planned actions across hierarchy, length, breadth of organization. First one is integration and change. So integrate digital tech into all functional areas, not just IT department. HR uses digital hiring, accounts uses Tally, cloud, sales uses CRM. So this brings metaphors in operations. So objective is improving stakeholders' relationship and experience. The second one is challenge status quo. That is old policy, that is cash only. So new SOP is UPI preferred. You must challenge all old rules. That's inevitable metamorphosis. The next one is training and culture. So training existing human capital with digital tools. Your 50-year-old accountant can learn Tally Prime, redeploy people, don't fire. The next one is cultural change. Biggest barrier is fear of unknown. That is, staff thinks AI will take my job and management must remove fear, make them embrace new. The next one is data and decision making. So conduct experiments with digital tech to check suitability for your business. Don't copy Amazon blindly. Like test Instagram ads for 1 month with rupees 5,000 or something. Check ROI. And the ultimate objective is that incremental contributions to profit. That is, every digital rupee spent must add to profit directly or indirectly. The next one is policies and environment. That is creative destruction mindset. That is destroy old business policies to adopt new digital practices. That is no return policy to 7-day return via app. Old policy dies and new one lives. The next one is free environment for DT team. That is give digital team freedom with committed assistance. So if every new idea needs 10 approvals, innovation dies. So don't rush digital, measure it. Future proof it. So digital transformation is survival and it's not a luxury. It needs integration, culture, data experiments and policy destruction. Now let's move on to the next one, that is information and security. So data privacy, cyber security, information safety must be integral part of digital transformation. So why? For risk-enabled performance management. So more digital means more risk. Next one is experimentation. That is permit implementation team to make mistakes. That is innovation needs a better environment. If staff fears punishment, they won't try new ideas. The next one is resource support. So digital transformation needs unwavering commitment of funds plus help from every functional area. So it's not only the work of the IT department, the HR, the finance, they all must work towards it. So if one department says not my job, then DT fails. Now the conclusion part. So digital transformation is an orchestrated combination of people, process and technology for discovering, designing, delivering what stakeholders want using risk-enabled process management. So continuous iteration and stakeholder experience and agility, culture, leadership, workforce enablement and all these leads to integration of the tech. So it is a journey and not a destination. You never finish digital. Next one is the core of digital transformation. So at core are digitalization and there are two critical drivers: making meaning out of data and drawing inferences for strategy plus tactics. The next topic is innovation. So first come out of the buzzword aura. That is innovation means just new app. That is not the case. So explanatory analysis is to find unsolved problems and latent demands of society. That is UPI solved, I don't have change for 500 problem. That is latent demand. Next one is groundbreaking thoughts for cost effective. That is win solutions. So must solve for customer and business. Last one is result. So this caused disruption to existing players. Paytm disrupted cash and Netflix disrupted theater. So need of the hour, win-win approach. Next one is digitization. So it just means converting analog data into digital data, and this is a tech task. So using digital tech to change business operating model is a process task. Next, let's move on to the next topic, that is digital transformation. So it is a journey of strategically planned task and change management and changed mindset to stay ahead, and this is the culture task. Let's move on to the next topic, that is data in organizations. So for example, manufacturing units have analog data from counters, flow meters for steam, power chilled water. So the first step is to digitize it, then digitalize, use IoT to auto adjust power, then transform and predict breakdown, new service revenue. So summary is that digital transformation needs security, freedom to fail and the resources, and this is the core data. So innovation means to solve latent needs, and remember, digitization means convert, digitalization means using it, and transformation means change everything. The next one is data usage. So there are large amount of data and we need to digitalize it. So what if we digitalize it? We can do analytical studies for planning, monitoring, controlling and finding trends with patterns. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is layers of digital transformation. First one is data integration. That means collection of data from multiple internal and external sources. So the sources can be customer data, transaction data, social media, sensors, etc. So the objective is to bring scattered data into centralized system. So like collecting all ingredients before cooking, like flour in kitchen, sugar in storeroom, milk in fridge. So bring to one table, and that's aggregation. So forms foundation for a further analysis, and no aggregation means garbage in and garbage out. So the next topic is data management. That means organizing, storing, maintaining collected data. So this includes data cleaning, which remove duplicates. Second one is data validation. That is, for example, is age 200 years wrong or we reject. Then data security, that is encrypt credit cards. This ensures accuracy, consistency and accessibility of data. Next, let's move on to the next topic, that is workflow automation. That is a third layer. So it is all about use of technology to automate routine business tasks, and this reduces manual intervention. So why it is so? Humans are slow and they make errors and take leaves, and machines don't. So the examples are automated billing, that is Tally generates invoices and sends to customer, and thereby it updates the ledger. So there is no clerk typing. Second one is email notification, that is your Amazon order shipped, that is auto triggered. The third one is inventory update, that is, for example, if one shirt sold online, stock reduced by one in warehouse system automatically. So this saves time, reduces errors and improves productivity. The fourth layer is process component. Here it breaks down business processes into smaller manageable components. That is, each component is digitized and optimized. That is, this helps in better control and easy monitoring. So order processing is not a big task. So if we split it, there is order entry, that is customer clicks buy now. The second one is payment, that is maybe UPI gateway. The third one is dispatch, that is warehouse, picks, packs, ships, etc. So if you digitize each part, you can track where is delay, payment stage or dispatch. Without breaking down, you will just say order delayed and not know why. Now let's move on to the fifth layer, that is platform interface integration. So here, integration of different systems and platforms. This ensures seamless communication between ERP systems like SAP, Oracle, etc. and CRM systems like Salesforce for customers and external applications like payment gateway, shipping partner like DTDC, etc. So this enables real-time data sharing as well as smooth operations across departments. The next layer is end-to-end processing, that is complete automation of the entire business process. No manual interruptions between stages, that is customer order, then thereby payment, then there is delivery and feedback. So the benefit is that there is faster execution, improved efficiency and better customer service. Now the next or the last layer is front end software. So this is basically user facing applications and interfaces. This is what customer sees. And this includes websites, mobile apps, customer portals, etc. So the main focus is user experience and ease of interaction. And this directly impacts customer satisfaction and brand perception. So let's see the flow. First one is aggregation, then management, then workflow, process, integration, end-to-end and front-end. That is, for example, you're building a house. Aggregation means buying bricks, cement, steel, etc. Second one is management, that is, you store properly, there is no damage. Workflow is that you auto cement mixer. Fourth one is process, that is foundation team, wall team, roof team, each digitized. Fifth one is integration, that means, for example, electrician plus plumber, all these work together. Sixth one is end to end, that is house built without owner running behind labor. And seventh one is paint, interior or what guest sees. So if you miss any layer, house collapses or looks bad. In the same way, workflow saves time, process gives control and integration removes silos, and end to end gives speed and front end wins customer. So this is a very important part of business. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is disruptive technologies. These technologies are significantly alter industries and replace existing system, that is, it is not improvement or replacement. So there are 5 main ones. There is big data, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, blockchain and internet of things. So we will see all these in detail. Then the key features are innovation driven, that is not copying old way. Rapid growth, that means UPI grew to 10 billion transactions per month in 6 years. Third one is market disruption, that is Ola disrupted taxi and Paytm disrupted cash. And the fourth one is creates new business model, that is Airbnb owns 0 hotels but biggest hotel company. So disruption means low end market and new market. So then mainstream takeover. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is big data. So this is extremely large data set that cannot be handled by traditional systems like Excel or normal SQL. So now let's see the types of data. There are 3 types: structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. So from the name itself we can identify structured data means it will be in a structure, that is it is organized in tables, rows and columns, and it is easy to search. Then it is semi-structured data, that is it's not fully structured but has tags. The third one is unstructured data, that is no preferred format, that is hardest to analyze, and the examples are videos, images, etc. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is distributed data. Because data is huge, you can't store in one computer. So data stored across multiple systems or locations is known as distributed data. And this is managed using Hadoop, that is open source. It splits data across 1,000 computers and cloud systems like Google Cloud, AWS, etc. So this enables scalability and faster processing. Now let's see the characteristics of big data. So there are 5 V's, that is volume, variety, velocity, variability and value. First let's see what you meant by volume. So huge amount of data generated daily. This is what meant by volume. Second one is variety. That means different formats in text form, video form, as image, as audio, etc. Third one is velocity, that is speed of data generation and processing. Fourth one is variability, that is inconsistency of data over time. And the fifth one is value, that is accuracy and usefulness of data. Next, let's move on to the next topic, that is benefits of big data. So the first one is use of external intelligence in decision making, improved customer service, easy identification of risk and better operational efficiency. So these are the benefits of big data processing. Now let's see what is meant by cloud computing. So this is delivery of computing services, that is storage, servers, softwares over the internet. You don't buy server, you rent from AWS like electricity. You don't own power plant, you use KCB. So here there are different types of cloud computing like public cloud computing and private cloud computing. So public cloud computing means this is available to general public and this is managed by third party providers. And these examples include AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft, etc. Then next one is private cloud computing and this is used by single organization. This is more secure and controlled. Bank's own data center or ISRO cloud is the example. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is benefits of cloud computing. It helps cost reduction, that is there is no need for physical infrastructure. Scalability and flexibility. That means after sale there is reduce and there is no waste. The third one is remote access. That means from any time and anywhere you can do it. Fourth one is data backup and disaster recovery. So data is safe in cloud anytime and you can retrieve it. Last one is faster deployment. Now let's see benefits to modern business. So this enables digital transformation, that is without cloud, no Netflix or no Swiggy. This supports innovation. That means it try new ideas cheaply. Enhanced decision making, that is all data in cloud, big data tool runs faster. This improves efficiency and productivity, that is staff focus on business and not server maintenance. The last one is competitive advantage. Startup with cloud can beat old company with slow IT. Now let's see the demerits of cloud computing. First one is cloud security. That is, the risk is data hacking, cyber attacks, etc. Your data on external servers. The main issue is unauthorized access, data leakage. So the solution is strong security. Second one is cost and predictability. That is, initially appears low cost, but hidden charges, storage bandwidth, API calls, all these leads to certain cost. And this is difficult to predict monthly expenses, and overuse of services can lead to unexpected high cost. The third one is lack of capability and expertise. So this requires skilled professionals to manage cloud systems, and many organizations face lack of trained staff, dependency on external experts. So this leads to inefficiency and improper usage. Next one is IT governance. So here the difficulty in maintaining control over IT resources because cloud provider manage infrastructure. The challenges is in monitoring systems, enforcing internal policies and reduce transparency in operations. The last one is compliance with industry laws. That is, organizations must follow legal and regulatory requirements. The issues arise are when data is stored in different countries and laws differ across regions. So the next demerit is management of multiple clouds. So many firms use multi-cloud environments, that is Gmail on Google, CRM on Salesforce, data on AWS. So this leads to integration, monitoring and security management. The next one is cloud performance, that is this performance depends on internet speed and service provider reliability. The problems include downtime, that is site not opening, and the next one is latency, that is delay. Now let's see the next demerit, that is building a private cloud. So private cloud offers more control but requires high investment and needs infrastructure and maintenance. So the result is that it is not suitable for small businesses due to cost. Next one is cloud migration. That is, moving data and systems to cloud is complex and not copy paste. So issues include data loss risk, downtime during migration, and compatibility problems. So this requires proper planning and testing. Next one is vendor locking. So this is the most dangerous long-term risk. Dependence on a single cloud provider. So the difficult to switch due to data transfer issues and different technologies and formats. Now let's move on to the next subchapter, that is emerging trends in digital and social media marketing strategies. So the first one is artificial intelligence, that is AI. This is the brain of digital transformation. So AI covers three levels. So let's first see what is meant by AI. So this refers to the simulation of human intelligence by machines, enabling them to learn, reason, make decisions and solve problems. Let's see the levels of AI. First one is narrow AI or weak AI. This is designed for specific tasks only and cannot perform beyond programmed functions. So for example, voice assistants, recommendation systems, etc. The second level of AI is general AI or human AI, and they perform any intellectual task like a human, and it has reasoning, learning and problem solving abilities. The third one is super AI. So this is meant by human intelligence in all aspects, that is independent thinking, advanced decision making, and this is currently hypothetical. Now let's see what is meant by machine learning, that is how narrow AI actually works. So this means a subset of AI where systems learn from data without explicit programming. So the key points are it uses algorithms to identify patterns and this improves performance over time. So the three types are supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. So supervised learning means tech with labeled data. Unsupervised means no label. So give data, it finds group. Third one is reinforcement learning, that is learn by reward or punishment. Now let's learn about deep learning. So this is a subset of ML using neural networks with multiple layers. That is, like human brains have neurons, deep learning means artificial neurons in layers. So this handles large and complex data and mimics human brain functioning. So this is used in image recognition, speech recognition and self-driving systems. The next one is versatility of AI. So here This is used in different areas like in healthcare, finance, retail, manufacturing, etc. So let's see an example of AI in Shiksha Finance. So this is used for student loan assessment, that is AI checks 10th, 12th marks and YouTube learning history. Then the risk analysis, that is it predicts if students will repay after course. The next topic is blockchain. So this is meant by distributed digital ledger that records transactions securely. Like Google Sheet shared with 1 lakh people, everyone has copy. If you can change one row, all others reject it, and there is no single owner. So here there are 5 points, that is distributed ledger technology, that is data is stored across multiple nodes, no central authority. Second one is imputable records, that is once recorded data cannot be altered. Smart contracts, that is self executing contracts with predetermined conditions. If you pay rupees 1 lakh on Jan 1st, then the transfer to that particular person will be done automatically, so no lawyer needed. The fourth one is increased trust, that is transparent and tamper proof system, anyone can verify. You trust system, not person. Fifth one is greater security, that is this uses encryption and decentralization, so this is safer than bank server in one building. So then the next one is increased efficiency. So the final benefit of blockchain is that it eliminates intermediaries and faster transactions. Next one is robotic process automation. So what is meant by robotic process automation, or RPA? So this is a use of software robots to automate repetitive tasks, not physical robots, software bots that click mouse, copy paste and fill forms like humans. So the benefits are these reduces human error and saves time and cost and improves efficiency, thereby enhances accuracy. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is Internet of Things. So this is a network of connected devices that collect and exchange data. So there are 5 layers: low cost and low power sensors, like for example rupees 50 temperature sensor in fridge and battery which lasts for 2 years. Connectivity like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 5G. Cloud computing platforms like AWS to store. Machine learning and analytics like cloud ML finds AC usage. And fifth one is conversational AI like Alexa turn off light, voice talks to IoT bulb, etc. Now let's see the application of IoT, that is smart lighting, that is energy efficiency. Street lights in Kochi dim when no car and bright when car comes. Next one is smart parking, that is traffic management. Mall parking shows slow. Now let's see the features of IoT, that is real time data collection, that is know now and not tomorrow. Automation, that is AC on before you reach home. Remote monitoring, that is check factory motor temperature from anywhere. Fourth one is improved decision making, that is the data, decision must be taken and thereby action. The next topic is digital marketing strategies. So why digital marketing? Because customers are on phone. Let's see the different types of digital marketing strategies. First one is social media marketing, that is promotion via platforms like Instagram, Facebook. The second one is influencer marketing, that is using influencers to promote products. The third one is email marketing, that is sending promotional emails to customers, like for example Myntra end of season sale email, etc. The next one is content marketing, that means they create valuable content and the marketing is done. Next one is search engine optimization, that is improving website ranking on search engines. Next one is pay per click, that is PPC, that is paid ads, whether advertiser pays per click. Next one is affiliate marketing, that is commission based on promotion by third parties. The last marketing strategy is mobile marketing, and it is done through mobile apps, SMSs, and notifications. So, with this, we conclude the 11th chapter, that is digital strategy. Up next, we'll be coming with new chapters. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.